Hey everyone, it's Tim at Falconet, and I'm back with another tournament video actually. This is from the second Quack Cup, first round of the second Quack Cup. And yeah, you know what? Let's go to that, because I actually haven't covered anything with this yet, so I'm gonna go to the rules and info. So, the theme for this Quack Cup is tag battles. That's basically it. Tag battles are enabled. Luck seals are allowed. Not that they're any good. And then also every map is a remix or remaster of this map here, which is called Shadows Chase You Endlessly. I believe this first map is actually just not that one. That's something I'm currently. That's a global league map I'm currently in. This is. Yeah, I believe that this first map is actually literally just... Well, actually, no, that's not true. It's very, very, very similar to the original, actually, for this first map. But it's not actually exactly the same. You've got like an extra... It looks like you have an extra port down here, which leads to a couple of interesting things. But like, oh yeah, comm tower was moved around a bit. Okay, so there's a couple things that are different here. Okay. But anyways, this is the original Shadows Chase You Endlessly. I believe it's semi-mixed base. Well, actually, no, it's not mixed base. It's just base light. It currently has a favorite because I guess I favorited it at some point. For good reason, I guess. It's an interesting little map. Is it currently in the Global League map pool? It actually isn't. Which is kind of a shame because it's like... This is actually one of my more favored maps, just because there's so much interesting stuff you can do on it, especially with black bows and just moving around in these areas in here. So this is actually this little Quack Cup 2 is actually one of my. I actually enjoyed this tournament a lot. Now, if you don't know how tag battles work on Advanced Wars by Web, which I didn't, actually. That's fine. All I have to do is go to the Advanced Wars, to the wiki. Yes, the fandom wiki page for Advanced Wars by Web. There is one of those. And there should be a section on tags, I believe. Let's say CO. CO powers, power meal. Okay, tag COs. So, tags are a little bit different from in Dual Strike, where they first appeared in Advanced Wars by Web. So, how they worked in Dual Strike is... So, first of all, you get to pick 2 COs, and then you can switch between them. But here's the thing, right? First of all, there were tag bonuses if you had picked COs that sort of mesh with one another, so they got bonuses in Dual Strike. That's not existent in Advanced Wars by Web. And then tag breaks are when you charge up both your meters at the same time. You just get the chance to you can get the chance to well, you get the chance to basically take 2 turns. Which is busted, which is why it's not in Advanced Wars by Web. So the way it works is, even though you have 2 COs, only the active one has their day-to-day abilities active. And you can only activate their abilities for the active one. You can switch at the end of any turn, including when you've got it power active. So that's something that you want to keep in mind. What that does is it ends your power early, but it does allow you to charge up your power a little bit more quickly. Well, it allows you to charge your power, which can be interesting dynamics-wise, whether you want the bonuses from your power or whether you want to get an upper one sooner. I believe the secondary CO gains charge at exactly half of the rate of the primary. So that's how this works. For well, actually, hold on. I think I want the tournament thing for here. So we go to maps and bands. So you have Taxios. If Taxios are enabled, you have a bit of a difference. You have two band lists actually. So you have your primary and then you have your secondary as well. So you can have a band list based on however you want to do it. For example, in round 3, you were able to get up to like tier 2 COs as a tag CO, which was unfortunately gotten rid of in match 4 and 5. Honestly, I kind of like this flexibility of having 2 more powerful COs, but like whatever. So here's the thing, right? Tag COs aren't a thing in Global League, meaning that like they're kind of not really a thing in the general just metagame of Advanced Wars by Web, because people aren't used to playing it. So a lot of the games in this tournament are just going to come down to they're probably going to just come down to picking the right COs, honestly. Which is, it's a thing. So for example, on this map is mixed base. It's sort of a gimmick map. The funny thing about this, well, the annoying thing actually about this is you've got the Weird Tileset, and I've got to say, it was just super annoying to because you had to double check like every single tile to see, okay, is this a shoal? Is this just water? So when I started this match, I kind of assumed that you would have to ferry units across these shoals with your black boat, but you can actually just walk across them. Which may have led to some interesting stuff happening. Because of this mixed base, that's why I picked Von Bolt. Let's see. Excuse me. Alright, so there's a significant FTA advantage, actually. So I got lucky there. Von Bolt has a 58% win rate, and where's Hawk? Excuse me. 45. So yeah. Because it's mixed base, Von Bolt basically just wraps... He just... Alright, come on. Okay, that's the third one. That should be the end of the sneezing. Oh, actually, Max is at 63%. Interesting. I guess Max does have a better day-to-day than Von Bolt. Plus, the powers are more flexible, so I think... Funnily enough, I do think that Max is probably the better pick. Possibly against Von Bolt, because he does have the movement powers, which allows him a bit more flexibility. Especially in like a tag environment where you can charge up your powers a bit more specifically. Although Von Bolt's his day-to-day defense is just, it's so busted. Let me tell you that. So you can tag to, so you get your primary. I picked Von Bolt. Hawk probably isn't the move here just because it's mixed base. But he is like a tier 1 CO. So at the end of the day, he's not like an awful pick. It's just not necessarily the most optimal for this map specifically. Oh hey, Inkugark lost his first match. It's funny. Like I said, people just aren't used to the meta of this. So for your tag CO, I feel like Adder's probably the best tag CO. Jess actually, sleeper pick Jess I kind of like as well, because her power does charge up a little bit slower, but she gets so much firepower out of it that I feel like it's probably might be better than Adder. But I think Jess, Adder are probably the best picks out of these, because what you really want is a power that you can spam And like Kindle's power you can spam, but you have to switch to it in order to spam it, and that's just kind of irritating. And her day-to-day isn't like great, especially when you compare it to what you have in tier 1. Like even Hawk's just plus 10% firepower I think is better than Kindle's day-to-day. So yeah, I think that's about it for all the preamble stuff, because I'll just go over stuff in the replay as it popped up, because this is a bit of a weird map. It's a one-off map as well, so as is shown in the analysis, it's got a very significant first turn advantage, so it's not exactly balanced. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the replay now. So let's see here. So obviously starting out with some infantry builds. I'm heading, so a funny thing that you can do with the black boats in this map is just send them straight to this port here and then deny them the port. Not really because you're expecting your opponent to build something from a port, but because it denies them the income more than anything else. Because this isn't high funds, so every little bit of income does matter here. Which is why I'm going for grabbing this city, like, turn 2. Let's see what... Yeah, they have an extra infantry, but I think that might not even be enough. I think maybe if it were over here, or over here somewhere, it would be better, but I don't know. Anyways... So we get infantry out. Do I have to reset? Come on. Okay. There we go. Thankfully, the replay isn't skipping my opponent's turn this time, so that's a bonus. Yeah, as you can see, Rhea went and blocked the port as well. So, pretty basic stuff. Going for just as many cities as you can early on. And at this point, I didn't know you could travel across this shoal with the infantry. Yeah, just because it doesn't look like you can. Rhea's going for a tank here. Oh, come on. Why is it interrupted? There we go. Did I already get everything this turn? Okay, I guess not. So, Rhea built a tank in the bottom left corner. I think that's probably a little bit premature. Because... yeah, that's... as you can see here, I'm base skipping the bottom at the island base, because I don't think that... at this point, I don't really think that I can use my infantry properly here. Which I'm about to discover how they actually work in a second here, which is kind of funny. But yeah, Rhea going for the early tank there means that I've got a tank chain that I've got coming out of this base here. And with Von Bolt's defenses, like... I don't know. But like the tank chain is going to be super important here, especially because this is mixed base. So right now I have control of this area very... sort of uncontestedly, honestly. I believe Rhea goes for a battlecopter here. Okay, no, she's actually blocking the airport with the tank here. And the infantry are blocking off my tank as well, which is a good move. It's a pretty good move. Because she's getting a bit of coverage with her tank. The only issue is, like, I can just park my tank on the city if I want to here. So... oh, I actually go for on the offensive here. So... that's something I forgot I did. But I'm able to do it mainly because Rhea isn't really backing up her tank with anything right now. She's built another tank up here, but, like, I don't know if that's the best thing. And because I have Von Bolt defense here, this tank is basically on a forest, which it's not like the worst defensively either. Well, actually, I guess with Hawk's firepower, it's more like it's basically on planes. But, so she gets the first strike here, which, I mean, not a bad first strike, to be honest, but she's going to need a little bit more of an that, because I do have a lot of tanks in the area to back up my here. So what I do here is I fall back all the way this way with the tank, because I want to get it as far away from this battlecopter as possible. I put an anti-air. I move in with bat tanks somewhere. Advance towards by web replay. Try not to be glitchy. Challenge impossible. Let's see. So, yeah, I went to block the airport with it. That's what I with it. That's right. Oh, and I actually didn't go for the follow-up against the tank. Interesting. I'm basically forcing her to move in against me here. Thankfully, she doesn't really have the infantry to start capping that in front of that because I moved in earlier like I did. So, and there's Von Bolt's defense coming in clutch there as well. She's starting to cap with the free help infantry, but like it's never going to get anywhere. The more important thing for that is that it's actually blocking me from using the city as a staging point for the time being. So she's moving her infantry in to start capping these two properties next turn. And then I'm sort of contesting this city for the time being. So I take him out with the tank, take out the tank with the tank. It's basically gone now. She's got another battlecopter out of this airport. So I get a first strike from there. So now I've got, like, the tank's just blocking access to all this stuff over here for now. I've got a couple infantry sort of in range of going for this, but I'm not actually sure why I didn't just go for that. I guess I'm keeping my options open. But I built a battlecopter, an anti-air here, so that so it's basically just to zone off this battlecopter so it doesn't come south and try to murder me. And I guess to zone off this other battlecopter as well. So I'm sort of sandwiching your battlecopters a little bit at this point. 1 health. Nice. And then I'm also threatening this area. So I'm zoning out this area from this battlecopter as well with this battlecopter, so she can't really move in here. Really, she can sort of move in. She doesn't really have that much unit density in this area, though, which might be an issue for her. And just get a couple more infantry as well. So she does get a couple good hits off. She takes out 2 of my infantry. Takes out that one as well. I was just sitting there with 1 health capping. And then she's sort of consolidating her forces in this area. So I believe she's going to try for a push in this general area, I believe. Which is fine by me, honestly. So I take out the tank with my tank, and since it's on the city, I've got like a good amount of defense there because of Von Bolt things. I interrupt back cap with the tank. Actually, finish it off with my other tank. And there's no real follow-up for her there because this tank's too far away. Then I move right with this anti-air to zone out this battlecopter, trying to push it more so to the right here. Take some engagements against the infantry because I may as well at this point. And then I actually land the infantry here. So now I can actually move onto this city or just grab up this guy, and then this guy's blocking the tank from moving in against my infantry. Not that it's really should be heading back for to like contest the infantry anyways, but so Rhea goes for the cap on my comm tower. The first strike against the infantry there, because all I have in this area right now is the anti-air, so the tank sort of does have free reign in this area for the time being. And then she's also positioning her infantry to push into this, push into the airport, and then also to join cap potentially on the comm tower, or even just capture it all outright, right? Okay, looks like she moved that up there, so zoning me out a little bit here. I just move in with my battlecopters, take out those guys. Move down this way with my infantry to finally capture this city. Oh, actually, looks like she didn't ever grab this comm tower, so I start capping that there. And I believe, yeah, I move in with my anti-air specifically, and my infantry as well, in a way so that she can't actually interrupt this cap. So I'll have 2 comm towers after the end of this turn. Yeah, I move this guy up. So he's blocking her from moving in here. So she moves like that, takes a shot against the tank, but I have like a bunch of stuff in this area now. Takes some infantry shots against this tank. Not that it's gonna like matter much. Moves in with the anti-air. Like that's not that bad. Gets a point off of a tank, but like at this point, she's kind of being desperate with the infantry here. Takes a shot against the infantry, but that's obviously not going to take it out. This guy was too far away. If this anti-air were in range, I would have been able to. It would have been able to take out the infantry in one blow, but obviously it was out of range. And then Ria Goodis goes ahead and resigns there. So. Reasoning for that is I was about to have both comm tower. Well, actually, 3 comm towers. Holy shit, that's a lot of. Now that's a lot of firepower. Okay. Yeah, as you can see here, she's actually got a significant amount of unit value on the board right now, but. Not only is she down in unit count, I'm about to be significantly ahead in just sheer firepower. So I'm going to be 30-10 versus 10. and that's never going to be a good recipe for my opponent here. So I think this is a timely place to take the GG. That being said, there was a good amount of counterplay that she could have done here. Still for a couple more turns, so it might have been a little bit premature, but like I don't know if there was any way that she was gonna get the comm tower. Well, she'd need at least 1 comm tower in order to contest this, so I think that's ultimately why she ended up resigning here. Oh, you can't even see the second. So Von Bolt managing to take the lead like this before the powers come out, it's part of why he's very good, especially in like mixed base scenarios. That's what you're supposed to do with Von Bolt. It's just bully your opponent with your day-to-day defense and just win that way, it's part of why he's so phenomenal in mixed base. And yeah, that's it for round 1, I believe. Mainly, I think in the end, it mainly just came down to CO choice, and because no one like ever plays tag battles, that does make it more of a. Well, it's not necessarily a guessing game as to which COs are gonna be good, but it's sort of a guessing game. So, kudos to my opponent; she played well. But like Von Bolt on a mixed base map is very tough to play against. So that's it for this week's tournament match. Let's see. That's just round 1. Round 2 is going to be on the FE8 map. So it's It's basically It's basically chasing shadows, but turned 90 degrees. I think that's literally all it is, actually. Hold on. Hang on a second. So. Yeah, I think this is literally just the map, but turned 90 degrees. What? Okay, actually not exactly. No. It's literally just the map turned 90 degrees. Okay. That's actually kind of funny. Because some of the map designs in this tournament are... I'm not going to say questionable, but whatever. So... Technically, there is a first turn advantage on this map as well, but like the original Shadows doesn't really have that much of a first an FTA, so like I don't know why it's so much bigger here. I guess it's just because of the number of games, right? So, anyways. If you enjoyed, do go ahead and like and subscribe and all that other nonsense, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you very much for watching.